Coming in hot from Arizona, this is Trevor
and Troy Howard.
And you're on So Tell Us Time. You can have everything you want in your business. Sometimes you just need a little help.
Every business owner would love to charge more for their services, but sometimes you can sacrifice long-term loyalty for a short-term profit.
Creating the right rituals is key to your business having success.
Are you tired of competing with your competitors? Guess what? You don't have to compete if you create.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of So Tell Us Time. Today, we're going to be talking about abandon all hope. Yes, that's it. Life is over as you know it. The world is ending. The meteors are coming. We soon shall be like the dinosaurs. Abandon all hope. Okay, maybe it's not that dramatic, right?
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not that dramatic. In fact, it really has nothing to do with that. But it was a fun intro. It was fun. All right, abandon all hope. Here's the deal. We all want more sales. Do you want more sales? I think the answer is yes. We all want more sales. Unless you're about to retire and then you're like, I don't care about more sales. I'm retiring. Okay, old farts. I'm surprised you're even listening to our podcast.
Enjoy your retirement.
Enjoy your retirement. We wish you the best. No, if you want to get more sales, you need to become your prospects' only hope. Or at least that's what they need to think.
Yes.
Right? So today we're actually going to be talking about how you can write your marketing in a way, you can present your marketing in a way that your prospects will believe you are their only hope.
Absolutely.
Which, I mean, I think you all should be like, yeah! Like pull over right now and start taking notes, people. All right, Troy, let's jump into this one.
All right. So we're going to give you a formula. It's a really simple formula. But you need to apply this into your marketing. So the formula is this. First, you've got to present the problem, right? Present the problem they're having. Second, you got to agitate that problem to make them relive the pain they're feeling. Mm-hmm. And then you solve the problem by swooping in and saving the day, right? Pretty simple.
Yep.
We're like, okay, great, do that. Okay, go do that. Podcast's over. No. All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about it. So it's easy to present the problem. Now, what do we talk about when it's presenting the problem? So if you're a carpet cleaner, presenting the problem is talking about that disgusting carpet, those stains, the pee that the animals have put in there.
Yep.
You know, it's the whole reason that they're even looking for your services.
Yeah.
Maybe the problem is they have family coming over for a holiday and they are embarrassed about the way the carpet looks, right? You present the problem. Then you're going to agitate that problem. Agitate means you're going to poke at it, right?
Yeah. Irritate it.
Irritate it. And you're going to make it worse. You're going to make them relive the pain again. Yep. And again and again, to the point that they're like, I can't take it anymore. I've got to solve this, right? So that's what we're talking about. Your marketing needs to be able to do this.
Yep.
And so you have to, the most important thing is that agitate, right? You got to make it hurt so bad that they want your solution now, not a month from now. And we also have to take away their other solutions. Because here's the problem. Whenever somebody has a problem, they think they have multiple solutions. Well, I could do this, or I could do this, or I could do that, right? And the problem is, if they think they have multiple solutions, then there's a chance that they're not going to pick you as the solution.
Right.
Right? So what do? You have to get rid of all the other solutions so that you're the only option left.
You know, it's funny because this actually reminds me of like the old late night infomercials. And if so, I mean, a lot of you know what I'm talking about. You guys aren't that young, right? I mean, some of you are younger than me, but these late night, like ShamWow, if you think about the way, and that's perfect because they're only on TV because they're making mad money, right?
Yeah.
And so if you think about these old late night infomercials, it's like they would start with the problem. They'd start with the problem. They present the problem and they would go through like, you know, do you have this oil stain ruining your driveway? Do you have this other stain, this other thing that got spilled? And they would come through and they would present all those problems. And they'd poke at it and they'd rub it and they'd irritate it. And then it would be the ShamWow. ShamWow, this cloth that would absorb anything, was your solution. Did you murder your husband and now the blood stain won't come out? Don't worry, because you just need ShamWow.
Seriously.
It'll soak up the blood. You know, I mean, and think of, so if you want to, I just think that's a great example of the old infomercials.
Yeah.
Google them if you need to. I mean, get on YouTube and look at old infomercials, and it'll actually kind of walk you through, because that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, just hide your credit card so you don't buy anything.
Yeah, you might order.
All right, so let's talk about this. Okay, so you got to take away their other solutions, right? The other things that they could do. And I'll talk about 3 solutions right now that you got to knock out of the way. Number 1 is the do nothing. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, oh, you know, this is your procrastinator. Like, yeah, this is bugging me, but I'll just take care of it later. It's not that big of a deal. I don't need to take care of it right now. You know, and you lose a lot of business that way by those procrastinators. And we've all done it in our lives, you know. But so the first thing you got to do is you got to address those people. And the way to do that is you need to show them that doing nothing is not an option.
Right.
That if they do nothing, their problem is going to just get worse.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost them more money and more time.
The blood's going to soak in. You're never going to get it out, and you're definitely going to get caught.
Exactly. You're going to
husband
jail.
murderers.
Right? So, yes, that's actually a great example. My example is not nearly as good as that. My example is for, you know, let's say you're a company that cleans gutters.
Yeah.
Right? So the way you might write that marketing piece is, here's why choosing to put off cleaning your gutters could cost you $100,000 in the next few years.
Totally.
And then they go, oh, well, I don't want to spend $100,000.
I can already see the infomercial, especially talking about, here's your problem. So they're presenting the problem of these nasty filled gutters, water overflowing, flooding the house, you know, all that stuff. And then they're going to present the solutions that are not solutions,
Exactly.
right? They're going to, and have you ever tried to spray out your gutters and it didn't work? Have you ever tried to get up there with your, little shovel and scoop it out, and then you're falling off of your ladder? I mean, I can literally see the infomercial for this. Well, let me tell you, son, I've got the solution.
Exactly. So that's a very simple one, right? For the do nothings. You got to just focus on showing them why doing nothing is going to hurt them more down the road than doing something right now. The next one, the number 2, is the cheap solution. So basically, you know, you got to show them, hey, you get what you pay for. And if the cheap solution doesn't actually really work, then you're worse off than you were when you started, because you paid for the cheap solution and you actually got nothing. You know, and I love your example of like the gutter, like, oh, I'll just get up there on a ladder, you know, and I'll use this, or, you know, or I'll go down and I'll buy some little cheap hose thingy and I'll stick it in there and I'll clean my gutters out.
Yeah. Or have you ever hired Bubba's Gutter Cleaning, the cheapest in the town? Well, guess what? And then Bubba climbs up there with his butt crack hanging out, you know, and he falls off his ladder and he's hanging from your gutters, and then all of a sudden the gutters rip off, and now it's like it's going to cost you more money.
Absolutely. In fact, there's a huge air conditioning and heating company here in Arizona, and they built a whole commercial campaign on this guy called Melvin. And Melvin is the AC guy that comes and he ruins your AC unit every time he comes, right?
Smart.
And their whole marketing thing is, don't hire a Melvin, right? And so that's the cheap solution. They're addressing the cheap solution. And so for another example of that, like for copy in your marketing would be, you know, here's why paying $75 for 3 rooms of carpet cleaning will cost you thousands of dollars in a few years. Right? So there's a perfect example.
Or just will really cost you thousands of dollars.
Yep, exactly. That's perfect.
You know?
And then number 3 is, and we talked about this a little bit, but the do-it-yourselfers.
Yes.
You know, these guys, I'll just do it myself.
Why would I pay you when I can do it myself?
Yeah, I got YouTube. In fact, I have a master's degree from YouTube.
That's true. YouTube University.
Exactly. So, and actually, I love your example of the person getting up there and cleaning their own gutters.
Take a screwdriver and they're trying to you know, shovel out all the crap that's in there.
Right. Exactly. And it's like, first off, let's just address let's be honest. If you were really going to climb up on a ladder and clean out your gutters, you would be doing that instead of looking for my services.
Exactly.
So odds are you're sitting on the couch, you're eating Cheetos, and you're not getting off that couch.
That's right.
You know, so that's the first thing you can address right there.
Before you ignore this and flood your house, just hire me.
Exactly. So you basically take that away of like, A, you're not going to do it.
Yep.
And B, even if you do get off your butt and go do it,
You're probably going to hurt yourself.
you're going to hurt yourself and you're going to do it wrong.
Yeah, I can see the commercial again, the infomercial for it. It's like the guy is sitting there and he's like, the commercial comes on for gutter cleaning and he's eating Cheetos on the couch. He's like, I'm going to just get up there and do it myself. And then, you know, like it's like 3 months later and he's still sitting on the couch eating Cheetos. And all of a sudden it's raining outside. And then the ceiling just collapses in and water just everywhere.
Ruins his Cheetos.
Yeah. Ruins his Cheetos. Soggy Cheetos.
All right. So another example of that from a copy perspective would be, and this one's like when it comes to financial stuff. So here's why thinking you can learn to invest your retirement savings by watching YouTube videos is worse than throwing a dart at a stock chart. Right? So you're just creating that pain and you're taking away that option of like, look, you can't do this yourself. Right? That's why you came to us.
Yeah.
So by eliminating these hopes and the alternatives that they would go and try to do themselves or hire somebody else or whatever, you've left them with only one option.
Yeah.
And that's you, right? And if you do this correctly, if you do this in your marketing, you're going to close more sales.
Yeah.
Because by the end of the marketing, right, or the end of the conversation, you can actually do this in conversations too.
Absolutely.
Like it doesn't have to be in like just ads or marketing or on your website or things like that. You can do it right in the conversation, right? When you're quoting somebody. Mm-hmm. But if you do this correctly, by the end they're gonna feel the pain so bad that they have to have a solution. And now the only solution they can see is you. Which means you get more sales.
If you ever go through one of our demos for So Tell Us, or if you see us at an event, we will literally do this exact process right here. We because we already know the questions need to be addressed anyways. Well, what makes you different than your competitors? So we're already going to tell you why you want to use us over your competitors.
I was going to say, we tell the people, you know, look, if you try to get your own reviews, there's a good chance you'll fall off a ladder and hurt yourself,
and you're gonna break your neck
and ruin your gutters. No,
no, that's what I'm saying is the question is going to come up about competitors, and the question is going to come up about, can't I just do this myself?
Yep.
So we're already going to address that in our presentation to you. And it's fun because, you know, if you call in and get with our sales guys, it's a longer presentation, but we also do this at events when we have 5 minutes or less to talk to these people. Really, you're talking, you know, 2 minutes or less.
Yeah.
And so you can do this whether it's a 30, 45 minute presentation or 3 minutes. It's kind of almost like a part of your elevator pitch. You should be able to break it all the way down into your little elevator pitch. So,
and the key is, and I love what you said there, Trevor, is it reminded me that you have to do this in your marketing, because if you're just giving your pitch and you don't address these other options, they can be in the back of their mind going, well, I'm just going to do it myself. And they're not even listening to you.
Correct.
So if you don't address these like off the bat, which like Trevor said, we address like, oh, you may say to yourself, well, I can just go get reviews myself. Okay, well, look, here's why it doesn't work.
Can.
Boom, 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 boom. And we poke the pain.
And if you were going to, you would be, but you're talking to us because you're not.
Yeah, we'll literally say to them, okay, you know, you're absolutely right. How many reviews do you have right now? Well, I've got 5. Okay, great. How long have you been in business? Well, I've been in business for 15 years. Okay, so based on that, you'll have another 5 reviews in 15 years.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh.
Or you can sign up for our service and you can get hundreds of reviews in just a couple of months.
Exactly.
You know?
So that's another perfect example of how to do it. And you guys need to be doing this in your marketing.
Yes.
So Trevor, anything else you want to say before you give us the homework?
Nope, that's perfect. Let's jump into homework. Look at one of your marketing strategies and rewrite it to include this formula. Very simple. If you don't have your little elevator pitch that when someone just walks up to you and they're like, hey, what do you do? You're standing in the elevator and they're like, what do you do? And you can't give them your little, 30-second to a minute elevator pitch. and it doesn't have this in there, then you're failing when it comes to that part, right?
Yeah.
If your website isn't doing this, if your sales pitch isn't doing this, if when your guys are going out and quoting people, if they're not doing this, you need to look at every facet of your marketing and then rewrite it with this in mind.
Yeah.
And it will 100% increase your sales and conversions.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We love you. Share us, like us, comment. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram. So Tell Us or So Tell Us Time will get you to us no matter where you look. Audible, Spotify, Apple, Google. I mean, we're in your face. We're all over the place. Right?
I mean, we may see you at the Walmart and we'll like do the podcast right in front of you.
That's true. All right, guys. Thank you so much for spending your time with us, and we will check you guys next Tuesday morning on So Tell Us Time.